Hey, Chris here from Food and Drink Stories, the channel that looks into the amazing stories behind great produce, as well as providing some hints and tips on what to try and how to get the best out of your ingredients. The sale of beer, wine and spirits with no or very low alcohol has massively increased over the last few years. There's a number of reasons for it. Millennials on the whole drink a great deal less than other generations. There's a continued sort of health trend, so people looking to consume less alcohol to preserve their health, and also just producers trying to get into markets that typically don't drink a great deal of alcohol for religious purposes or cultural reasons. Me, I find this sort of drink really appealing. Often in the evening with dinner or just sat in front of the TV, I just want a sort of grown-up drink without too much sugar in it. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, but often I will find myself reaching to a beer or a glass of wine purely because of my sort of perceived lack of suitable alternatives. I'm going to do a bit of an experiment today. So I've roped in my fiancée Josie. We're going to test some drinks with low or no alcohol against their sort of alcoholic counterparts. So a non-alcoholic beer against a beer, a non-alcoholic wine against a alcoholic wine, and then a non-alcoholic spirit against an alcoholic spirit. Now, I've got no idea how this is going to go. It might be blatantly obvious which is which, or it might be really hard to tell. I just don't know. By the end, we're going to be able to tell you whether these low and non-alcoholic alternatives are worth trying. If you enjoy the video or you find it useful, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel, and let's get stuck in.
Hey.
It's so weird, it's weird doing this with you. So through an elaborate sort of double blind test, neither of us know which beer is alcoholic and which is non-alcoholic. Should we try them?
Go for it.
That tastes pretty good. It tastes quite like hoppy. It tastes like a beer.
If that is not
That could be
the
alcoholic, isn't it?
one, I'd be very surprised.
Let's try that one.
It,
Well, you know, you can carry on. You do what you want. I'm gonna try that one. They're both. It could be alcohol.
yeah, definitely. That one is more kind of
I think this one's a bit fuller, maybe.
kind of zingy on the tongue.
The tongue.
I think there's a lot more to that one than this one.
Do you want to guess first, or do you want me to guess first?
I think I know.
Oh, I think I know.
Go on then, you go.
I think this one's alcoholic, and
Yeah,
I think
I
this
do
one's
too.
non-alcoholic. But if that, I mean, either way, the non-alcoholic one is good.
I think it's because I haven't drank. I mean, I haven't eaten anything today, so I feel.
That one goes straight to your head, does it?
Going back to that one, you can tell that well, I say you can tell, but I don't think that has
It's a bit
alcohol in it.
sort of waterier,
Nothing,
isn't it?
yeah, nothing happens. It doesn't have like a long aftertaste.
Yeah.
Like the hoppiness goes.
Yeah.
like,
You can get it at the beginning, don't you? You get that sort of hoppiness
Yeah.
initially, and then it goes a little bit flat. But if you got served that in a pub or something, you wouldn't complain.
Yeah, no.
Beer 1 is the alcoholic one.
Which is this one?
Is it?
Yeah.
Have a look. Let's show the camera. And beer 2, in which case, is the Brooklyn Special Effects Lager.
It's a good contender.
It's alright, isn't it? So it's a hoppy lager with an unexpected pingy aroma and pleasantly bitter finish. It tastes just like a regular beer, but therein lies the special effect. It's only 0.4%. So wines. Have you ever tried a non-alcoholic wine before?
No.
No, I thought.
Ordinarily, no interest in it. I drink to get drunk.
So it's only 20 calories per 100 millilitres, which is way under the norm. That's way under the norm.
1, 2.
Okay, it's easier with a beer because there are different colours, but okay. Yes, thank you. Wine, I should. If I can't tell, I'm
with
gonna
the
be in big
beer,
trouble.
I thought that I knew beforehand just from the look, whereas this one, I have no clue.
No. What's worth noting with all of these is the non-alcoholic alternatives, aside from the spirits, were much, much cheaper. So the beer was only £1 a bottle, and the wine, I think, was only, I think it was a £5 or £4 for the bottle, the non-alcoholic.
Really?
So I bought a budget wine
I
to
know
try
which
alongside
one
it.
to switch.
Yeah, I think I can tell by the smell actually, and the look.
You can tell on.
Yeah, it's on the legs.
legs.
Yeah, so the leg. Yeah, so you can sort of see, I think, the alcohol on this one.
Yeah.
Not on this one.
This is a lot kind of like waterier.
This sticks to your
But
teeth.
you can, yeah.
The alcoholic one, you can feel on your teeth.
What do you know if it's alcoholic?
I'll be very, I'll be very disappointed if I'm wrong.
That kind of comes across as like a little bit. It's elderflowery cordial,
Yeah, it does.
doesn't it?
It tastes
Watery,
more like, I think it might have some like residual sugar in it. It's a little bit sweeter.
Having said that though, I am enjoying it more than that.
Are you? You're enjoying the nano? Oh yeah, okay. It doesn't. I think you're right. It almost doesn't. Probably a bit harsh that it doesn't taste like a wine, but
I drink that on my wedding day so I don't get too,
you
too
get away
leery.
with it, couldn't you? It's alright. It's okay. I would. It's not unpleasant. It's not a wine. If you want a
No.
wine, it's not, I don't. For me, it's not a wine. If I wanted to have a wine, I think this is. In the beer was actually the non-alcoholic version was a beer in its own right, whereas with the wines, I think this does the non-alcoholic one. I mean, we're assuming that we've got this right.
Yeah.
Should we check? Number 1 was no,
Yeah.
low. Yeah. Well, you got a very nice 1. And then number 2 is 12%. It's actually just a Waitrose own jobby, this one. Yeah, so for me, the Waitrose own one is clearly a wine. This one is not. It's more like a sort of grape juice, yeah, as you say, like elderflowery, syrupy cordial sort of.
Which one do you enjoy more?
That's an interesting question, actually. I would say the wine, but it's not a lot in it.
You enjoy that?
Well, it wouldn't be my first choice of wine to drink, but I think I prefer that. You prefer the non-alcoholic?
No, but if you're price comparison, if it's a comparison between the two and you're looking at price, I would definitely want that.
Would you?
But for the taste wise,
You think it's better?
yeah,
Well,
definitely.
not better, but you think it's nicer.
Yeah.
For beer, we both preferred the actual beer,
Yeah.
but it was quite hard. It was probably closer in terms of telling which one was which.
Yeah.
In terms of the wine, it was obvious which one was which, but actually you prefer the non-alcoholic one.
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go. Right, so last but not least, spirits. Now, yeah, I thought you might have put some tonic in because we've got neat.
I didn't
One
really.
of these is going to be a nasty shock. It's just going to be neat gin. It's probably a slightly unfair comparison because it's not a non-alcoholic gin, but it's a non-alcoholic spirit that has sort of similar-ish flavours.
I want you to take a big gulp of
Oh,
the gin.
smell. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which one's which. One of the, you know, when it's like 40+%, you can smell the
Herbaceous.
alcohol. It smells interesting. Yeah, right.
I feel like I'm back at uni. This feels like
Weird, doesn't it?
I've gone to my grandma's garden and got up all the herbs.
Yeah, it does smell very herby, doesn't it?
Mashed it up in my glass and decided to drink it.
I get like cardamom.
There is no comparison there.
No,
is there?
they're very different.
That you get like the ethanol.
Have you tasted it?
Yeah, I like the taste.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it? Do you know what? That is the most obvious because and it's interesting how the obviousness has sort of increased with the amount of alcohol in the original because you think it's going to be really rich and full and then you taste it and it's very watery, isn't it? It doesn't have that syrupy,
Yeah.
that viscosity.
Yeah.
I quite
It
you can
doesn't
just
have
sit and
that
drink that.
punch.
Can you? It's-
Yeah.
Which you
like,
wouldn't want to
I don't. If you say that it's expensive and it's not like the wine that's cheaper and you can just drink it glass by glass, because you can drink that glass by glass because
Yeah.
it is literally flavoured water, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So the no and low was number 1.
Yeah. You just picked up the wrong glass.
Have you labelled these right? This one is right.
You've got it the wrong way round. This one is definitely gin and in the number
How
one.
have okay, right. So the non-alcoholic, whichever one it is Seedlip, and it's Seedlip Spice 94. So I picked,
It's spicy.
yeah, that's why I think the cardamom-y sort of, what does it say on here? Non-alcoholic, sugar-free, sweetener-free, no artificial flavours.
It's very strong on the nose, but then
Yeah,
it
it
has
is.
no taste so it's very watery as soon as it touches your tongue.
So the reason I picked this was because Seedlip is, I think, like the original sort of non-alcoholic spirit. They're sort of the market leader. I'd actually never tried any of them. I didn't really get the appeal. I still don't desperately get the appeal, but Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? It's expensive. It's 25 quid, so it's more expensive than the gin.
£25.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
I suppose quite a bit must go into it, as you said.
Yeah.
It's still distilled like a spirit,
Yeah.
but then obviously a lot goes into it to take it away, because you cannot taste any alcohol in that, can you?
No.
At all?
No. There is. I don't think there's.
And I think
I don't think there is any. I think it's proper like 0 point. Yeah, distilled non-alcoholic botanical.
So I think
There's
if
0
you-
calories as well. There's nothing in this. 0 calories.
That's
0
just like an
carbohydrates.
expensive
0.
water.
Sort of wrap up. So all 3 we got right. The beer was the hardest to call. Then the wine, then the spirit. The spirit was probably a slightly unfair comparison, but it was very obvious. I think even if the flavours were similar, as soon as you taste it, you know that it's different. For me, I don't understand the seedlip. There may be. I've not tried any other non-alcoholic spirits, so there might be others that do it differently or do it better. But certainly for the cost, I wouldn't go there.
Agreed.
I'm definitely going to introduce the non-alcoholic beers though in the week, because I think that they're cheaper.
You're raving about them.
Yeah, they're cheaper. They are less calories. You know, they don't affect your sleep as much. You know, alcohol is bad for your sleep. It's bad for your weight. It's bad for your health. So
And your skin.
and your skin. The wine. Maybe you liked the wine, didn't you?
Yeah, I
So
like
would you have
it.
the wine in the week?
How much was it?
£5?
I mean, it's quite expensive because I do like flavoured waters, like sparkling flavoured waters.
Yeah.
But I think that I would do it if, you know, we had friends round and I didn't want to drink. It feels a little bit more sophisticated than just crack
Yeah. Okay. So it's
sparkling water. I think for kind of special occasions or events where I don't fancy drinking, or it might actually be good if you've got back-to-back parties and you don't
Yeah.
want to drink the next day.
Yeah. Or if you're going to if you're going to someone's for a party or something, you don't
Yeah.
want to look as though you're not drinking or enjoying
Yeah,
yourself. sort of.
participate in. And because people automatically, I think, I don't know whether it's our age growing up, but people think that you're not enjoying yourself if you have. I think until that kind of trend hits everyone,
Yeah.
I think the people think that you're trying not to have a good time because you're not drinking.
Yeah. And in terms of the spirit, neither of us are going there. So now we've got this to, I don't know,
Right.
do what I don't know. Sorry, see
Top it back up with water and give it to someone as a present.
God, right. Well, hopefully you find that useful. That's just our opinion. Do let us know in the comments below if you've tried any non-alcoholic alternatives and you think they're worth mentioning, or if they're not worth mentioning. I don't make some notes.
Or if I make the video more interesting, let me know.